YouTube, what up? Welcome back to Channeladriantv, and y'all know me as Adrian. But before we get into today's video, y'all know what y'all need to do. Subscribe to the channel, like and comment on the videos. Also follow me on Rumble where I post. And if you have anything you want me to react to, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can hit me up on one of my social media platforms. It will be pinned in the description. And y'all, we have another Sunday service. Now, keep in mind, y'all, I'm still going to be doing the Sunday service, but when football starts, I'll make sure to have each episode dropped before probably before like 7-8 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock, so y'all could watch Sunday service and then go watch football. But for today's video, I wanted to tackle a topic that a lot of people all want to do. Everybody wants to accomplish goals and necessarily don't know the steps in doing it, but you hear all these things about goals, goal setting, and I'm just going to let y'all know how I was able to accomplish all my goals, and I still use these steps today, even for this very YouTube channel. Number one is you need to have an organized plan and schedule. I've said it once and I said it twice and I'll say it again. Routine is key. Once you develop a schedule that revolves around your goals, it's going to be that much easier. For example, I know on Sunday is my rest day from working out. So I know on Sundays, maybe I could tackle extra stuff like filming and editing videos, doing stuff on my side businesses, stuff like that, or even running errands. You need to have a structured, organized plan and routine so you can maximize each day. Because think about it, there's 24 hours in a day, and let's say you sleep 8 hours, that leaves you with 16. Let's say you have to work another 8 hours because of work, that leaves you with another 8 hours for the day to maximize, to use for working towards your goals, whether that's working out, working on a side business, doing whatever goal you want to accomplish. Using that 8 hours is vital, so you have to be organized and you have to have a routine, and would also have a structured plan. For example, since I'm cutting right now, I know to eat 2,100 calories per day. Now, if I'm going to do heavy cardio, in other words, run 6 miles or more, on that day I'll have about 2,300 to 2,400, just depending on how far I ran. But you see how I know these numbers and how I'm organized and how I have a routine? If you have a routine, it makes it that much easier, because I've noticed people, they try to set goals and they'll skip this day or skip a task, or they'll forget something. A lot of times that's because they're unorganized and they don't have a routine, aka a plan. Number two, you need to set a benchmark. You need to set a benchmark for your daily benchmarks, weekly, monthly, and yearly. For example, one of my benchmarks was for this YouTube channel to get to 1,000 subscribers by December. And I think right now I'm at 833. So I'm close and I'm ahead of schedule to get 1,000 subscribers by December. But you need these benchmarks so you know if your work is actually working. And I'll get into that in one of the later steps. Another thing about benchmarks, why they're really important, it gives you the idea of where you're going. Because if you, for example, if I were just posting videos and didn't have a type of benchmark, I wouldn't know if I'm actually progressing or not. So that's why it's best to set these benchmarks so you know, okay, I have an idea of where I'm going or what goal I need to accomplish. And number three is a big one. It's the environment and the people you're around. Now let's stick with environment. Now I understand some of you may be young, so you may not have your own spot, but I guarantee you, you may have a library. You may have a vacant room you can use. In other words, there is a way you can get away from all the noise, all the clutter, all the people that may be negatively impacting you from accomplishing your goal. You need to step away from that. So I'm notorious for going to a library or, being by myself to get things done, because the majority of people don't want to or don't have the type of goals that I have. And one thing you're going to need to learn is, at the end of the day, if you really want it, you'll be willing to sacrifice and put yourself in any situation to become successful. For example, let's say if I have let's say if I have roommates and there's too much noise. If I have to go to the library at 10 p.m. to get some studying done or do whatever I needed to do, I'm going to do that. So men and women, you need to understand to not let the environment and the people you hang around affect you so much that stops you from accomplishing your goal. And honestly, in my personal opinion, if you let your environment and the people you hang around stop you from accomplishing your goals, in other words, affect you, in my personal opinion, you didn't want that goal hard enough to begin with. You really didn't want it. It may not only be a living situation with environment, it could be social gatherings. For example, since I'm cutting, that means I'm cutting body weight, so my body fat percentage is lower. My goal is 12% body fat. So environment, think of a bar. I'm not drinking right now. I'm not consuming any type of alcohol or beer or liquor because I'm cutting weight right now. So it doesn't make sense for me to be in the bar where it increases my chances of what? Drinking alcohol or drinking liquor. So you need to make sure not only in living situations, also in social situations, an environment, that you're putting yourself in the right spot so you can still be successful. Because I know it may not seem like a big thing, but these things are important, especially when you want to hit your goals. Like I said, 12% body fat. 12% body fat, I need to stick to a strict diet. If I'm drinking alcohol, liquor, I'm not gonna get to 12% body fat. That brings it to people. Look, like I've always said, a lot of our family and friends are good people, but they can be losers mentally and when it comes to goal setting. So you have to make sure you don't always hang around them, because remember, 24 hours in a day, sleep 8 hours, 16, take another 8, that leaves you with 8 hours left for the day to work. You need to make sure you maximize your time. Now, I'm not saying you cut your friends and family out of your life, but you need to say, okay, I have 8 hours left for the day. Maybe I hang out with them, go grab something to eat, or go hoop or go to the gym with them for an hour and a half. That still leaves you with 6 hours and 30 minutes to be productive in whatever goal you need. So in other words, you just need to be smart with the time that you spend around certain people, especially if they don't have the same goals as you do. Now, once again, I'm not saying they're bad people or you need to cut them out of your life. You just need to monitor time with them, because if they're not going where you want to go or don't have the goals that you have in life, why are you going to waste those last 8 hours of the day to be around them for a whole 8 hours? It doesn't make any sense if you want to accomplish your goal. Now, y'all, number 4, you have to be consistent. No days off. Now, I know that doesn't sound fun, but for certain goals, especially high goals, like a high goal I have for this channel, one day I want this channel to have 100K subscribers. I need to be consistent. I need to continue to post every day. And as you see on my channel, I may not post a full video every day, but I guarantee you to at least make sure I post a short. And that's the only way you're gonna grow, and that's the only way you're gonna see rapid success and hit your goals faster. Because I can remember when I had 5 subscribers, 10, 20, 30. Same thing with my weight. Being in the gym, I could see myself getting quicker, faster, stronger, losing weight more because I became consistent. Being consistent is the only way you're gonna build a rhythm and also get a routine to where your body will adjust. And the crazy thing about that is, once you develop a routine, you don't even need a clock. Your body will kind of just tell you because you've been so used to it, you're on a routine now. Number 5, this kind of goes with my benchmark point. They kind of go together. Track your results and be honest with yourself. For example, I'll use this YouTube. With me posting more, am I getting more subscribers? Is my page getting more traction? Yes, it is. Because I can literally remember, like I said, when I had 5, 10 subscribers, and I'm all the way to 833 subscribers now, almost to my goal of 1,000 subscribers by December. And that's why benchmarks are important, because you need to track these results and see if your results working. No different than with a diet. You need to have a diet plan, track your calories, track your weight for those few weeks, those 2 or 3 weeks, and see, am I losing weight? Am I losing muscle mass? Am I gaining body fat percentage? Is my body fat percentage getting lower? That's just the only way you know if your training regimen or plan is actually working. If you don't have a benchmark and then track your benchmark with your results and align them to see if you're going in the right direction, you're never gonna accomplish your goals because you don't know if you're improving or not. My final point, men and women, you have to be patient. I'll use this example again, this YouTube channel, it's gonna take time for this channel to grow. But if I stay consistent, stay with a plan, have benchmarks, track my benchmarks with my results and be honest with myself and just trust the process, everything will work out. Now, Rome wasn't built in a day, we all know that saying, but at the same time, still sees every opportunity and sees the day. Because when people hear be patient, I think people tend to let their foot off the gas and not work as hard. That's why I made sure I put that be consistent and no days off in here, because for this channel to grow, I need to work at this channel every single day. For my side businesses to grow, I need to work at them every single day. For me to hit 12% body fat and still get stronger and be able to run half marathons and marathons, I still need to tackle those every single day. So be patient, but still work. And men and women, I'm telling you, if you follow all these tips to the T, you will accomplish all the goals or whatever goal you have. Y'all remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for attending another Sunday service. I will see y'all in the next video.